What's up, K-Nation? Welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to clean a carburetor on a Craftsman walk behind. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, so first we have to get to the carburetor. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this part of the housing, this red piece. Then we're also going to remove this part of the housing. So I'll show you how to do that. That should just pop up and out of there. Okay, then we're going to want to remove this part. That just comes right off like that. There's a little spring right here. I don't know if you can see it that well. It blends in with the thing. But anyway, you want to take that off. It looks like just a little spring. Do not lose that, whatever you do. What you want to do is remove this panel right here that holds the air filter. It removes like that. Air filters in it and all that. Alright, once you're to this part, then you can go ahead and start removing this panel. This just comes off. It hooks to this hose. Then this part is a 1/4 inch socket size. I went ahead and pre-loosened this, and then this just goes off to the side. It doesn't come out or anything. So now, removing the fuel line. Now, with this, you want to be very careful. There's a little clamp on it. You can't see it very well, but there's a little clamp on it. So you go ahead and take that off with some pliers, move it out of the way, and then there's still fuel in this fuel line, so you don't want to take it off. You'll get fuel everywhere. You don't want to take it off right now, but I'll show you a trick to that. I usually take some vice grips and I squeeze the fuel line like that, and you can also pull it off with the vice grips. Alright, so once this is free, then you are going to want to remove this piece. Now, it is really, really important that you are very careful when you do this. You have to turn the carburetor towards this way to pop it out, and then you pull it out. Cleaning the carburetor. So, on the bottom here, there's this bowl nut that we're going to remove. Okay, once this is removed, you can just tell that this is very, very dirty. This bowl is super dirty, as you can tell inside. Alright, so the float. This is the float right here. So looking at it, as you can tell, it's facing up a little bit. It needs to be level. And so what's causing it to kick up like this is the needle and seat inside down in here. And so how to take this off is there's a little pin right here that you can see, and you're just going to pull that out. After removing that little pin that holds the float on, you can go ahead and carefully lift up the float. So this needle is part of the reason why that float is not level. Inside of that carburetor, it is just filthy. There's gunk down in there, and here's the seat is down in here where the needle goes. Alright, so once you've got the carb broke down to this bare minimum, I mean, you can keep these on, these can stay on. This is where your gas goes through. Okay, now we can go ahead and put it in to the carb cleaner. See you guys in about 30 minutes. Boom! Alright, we are back, and I'm going to pull out the carburetor. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of wipe this up inside, clean it. Okay, so after I wiped it all down inside, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the seat that is inside down here. You can't really see it that well, it's dark. I'm going to take a little pick and pry it out. Alright, so that is what the old seat looks like. Alright, to install the new seat, the best thing I've found is if you take a drill bit and you use the back end of it, and you want to make sure it fits down in there, in that hole. So this one fits down in there, so that's great. So then you take the new one, and this is where it gets a little tricky because you don't want to put it in wrong. So you probably can't see on here, but there's a little line on the bottom of this seat. And so it's like another circle inside of this little seat. And you want that facing down. You want the flat top the flat area is going to be the top. It's down into the carburetor and take a rag and place over it and then just shove it down in there. So I take a thin piece of wire and I stick it down into there, and it comes up through here inside of there. That's fine. Then I come over here and I put them in these side ports. You can see that slot right there, and you just slide that down in there, and then you stick it back in the carburetor pin and you install the pin. Okay, then you place the new bowl nut gasket on. The float was tilted up and now it's level because the needle and seat, because of replacing the needle and seat. Do the same thing with this. There's two ports on this. So there's one on the top that goes down. It doesn't go all the way through. It just goes down in there. Okay, and then there's one on the side. You probably can't see it. And you stick it through on the side, and that one goes through. So the bowl, I suggest after cleaning it, you just take a rag, wipe all the gunk out, make sure it's shiny clean, like that. Okay, so after removing the bowl nut gasket, you can grab the new one and place it on there. Place the bowl nut in there. Now, okay, super clean inside and out. Now we can reinstall it on the lawnmower. But first, before we do that, let's replace the gasket on this. So I'm just going to take a rag and just clean that area up where that gasket goes. Then you can take the new gasket and just put it right on there. Should snap in. There's some little holes on the side. Alright, perfect. Now we're ready to install this along with the carburetor back onto the lawnmower. Alright, after reinstalling everything, now it's the moment of truth to see if this thing will run. Sweet, it runs. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to leave a like on this video. Comment down below any other suggestions that you may have that you use for cleaning a carburetor. Also, make sure to drop a comment down below saying what you'd like to see from me as well. And again, please subscribe. It would mean a lot.